Today I want to start out by showing you what you should have gotten as your answers for the review sheets this week. So this is what you should have gotten for the beginning of test 1. Pause the video, look over your papers. Here's what you should have gotten for the bottom part of test 1. Test 2. Here's what you should have gotten at the top. And remember, I always ask you to simplify for your final answers. Here is what you should have gotten at the bottom. Again, simplest form. This one should have been 1/2 for number 10. Test number 3 should have looked like this. Final answers, again, when you simplified the second half of number 10, you should have gotten 1 and 1/6. When you simplified number 7, you should have gotten 1/6. That was a 2-part one. And from yesterday, these are the answers you should have ended up with. Remember, those were homework. And you will be getting more like this in the weeks to come. So it is your responsibility to take a look, figure out what you did wrong. We have studied all of these except the measurement conversions. We haven't studied them as much, which is why I went through and gave you a little bit more information about those. You are expected to know those. You were expected to know those at the end of 4th grade. So if you need a little bit of extra work on those, just be very careful when you get more problems like that. Now, what you are doing today, you are doing a lot of online practice, but you also need to do some book pages that will be scored. So I'm on page 762 right now. I'm showing you this so that you are prepared for the assignment. It's going to mix up. Sometimes you will start with the whole and divide by a unit fraction. And remember, that will always equal a whole number. But if you start with the unit fraction and divide that into pieces, you will get a smaller unit fraction. So with that in mind, Randall is cutting a sub sandwich into smaller pieces. So he has 4 feet of sandwich, 4 whole feet that he wants to divide. So you're starting with the whole number and dividing it into 1/3 foot sandwiches. How many sandwiches will he have? That's a good hint. You will end up with whole sandwiches. How many of them? Well, if you take your 4 and divide it into 1/3, you're going to have 12 sandwiches. Now, Brittany, she is making party favors. She's starting with a 1/2 pound and dividing it. So 1/2 pound divided by 6 packages. So this half, she's just going to take how many pounds of jelly beans are in each package? She's going to take 1 of those sections, but there's 6 sections there and 6 sections there. So she's going to get 1 out of 12, 1/12 of a pound. This one I'm never quite as sure of, so I am going to check this. 1/12 times 6 over 1 equals 6 over 12. Yes, I'm sure that's half, so I'm sure I'm right. Your assignment, that is homework, is 764. So you need to do 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. If it makes more sense to you, absolutely do the online practice first, because the online practice will give you story problems with unit fractions and whole numbers, and you have to figure out the answers. So it's a good idea to do the online part first, because this I will take a score off of. Online, you can practice and it'll tell you right away if you're right or wrong, and you can figure out what you are doing wrong. So today's homework assignment that is scored is page 764, but you absolutely must do the online practice first. Thank you.